What's up, hosers? I haven't posted a video on YouTube in a while. A couple things. I moved into a new office. I've got a video on that coming. It's pretty sweet. I built it. I didn't even move in. And I've been posting some TikToks lately. And someone says I missed the full-blown just figuring stuff out video. So let's do one of those. I downloaded my Twitter archives, 80,000 tweets or something like that. And I've been making some short-form content. And I'm kind of asking myself, like, what are the best tweets that I've ever had that have blown up, got the most retweets, the most favorites, things like that. And I figured, well, I could figure that out with a little bit of code. So I went onto Twitter. You can request your archive, and they gave me this. It's like 180 megs of JSON, or actually it's a JavaScript object, and it has every single thing I've ever tweeted, which is pretty cool. So I am going to write some code that will loop over them and figure out by what were the most popular. So some things I foresee. These are massive. Like this one is 900 and almost 1 million lines long. And this one is 3 million lines long, right? So that's a big ass array, those two arrays. We're going to have to figure out how to do that. The other thing is that the favorite count and the retweet counts are strings. So we'll have to parse those into an actual number. So let's go like that. Oh, it's funny seeing some of my old tweets. All right, so let's get going. First thing we need to do is that my tweets came in 2 parts, right? And they are just arrays. So I think probably the easiest way to do is to export default that array. And same here. All right. Okay. And then we will make a file called index.js. Open up index.js, console.log. It works. Open up package.json. We'll make a start command, which will be node index.js. Okay. So npm start. It works. Okay. I believe I also need to say type is module, and that will allow me to use default exports. So first thing we need to do is say const tweets 1 is equal to require, no, import, no, it's this, import tweets 1 from tweets, and let's just console log tweets 1. Cannot find module. Oh yeah, it's because you gotta put .js on the end here. Boom. Okay, that works. Is install, not init. All right, so that's working. And then we'll do tweets 2. All right, so that is working. Next thing we need to do is to put those into one big array. So const tweets is equal to, what's the fastest way to, usually it doesn't matter when you're joining an array, but when you have such a big array of items, maybe it does matter. Let's try spread. Spread is probably not the fastest way, but let's try. Yeah, so that's pretty fast. All right, let's just leave that. Probably with the faster way would be tweets 1 dot join tweets 2. I think that is a mutation against the original array, though. Yeah, it's not working. Whatever. This is fine. All right, so next thing we need to do is to map over the tweets and get the data we care about. So const data is equal to tweets.map tweet for each one. Let's do a full blown. We want to return, let's see, in a tweet, there is a property called tweet. So we'll call it single tweet. And then here, actually, you know what? We can just destructure that tweet. I'm assuming we don't need any of that. Just destructure the sub property right away. Like, what else is in here? Nothing. It's just a tweet property. So we'll just destructure that into the tweet. And then inside of that is favorite count and retweet count. So ID, text, we want that as well. Full underscore text. And this is probably a good use case for TypeScript, so I don't have to copy paste the actual property names. Could make a quick type out of all the properties here. All right, let's just pull those two values here. So I keep spelling it the American way. Okay. Where are we at right now? What's it mad about? Let's just do a regular ass function. Okay, that's good. Console log it. Run it. Boom. Okay. So we have an array with every single tweet and favorite. Looks good. Now we need to figure out what the most retweeted one is. So we could just tack it on right here. So sort. Basically A, B. Return. Oh, yeah, Copilot, you know. Favorite. No, let's do retweet. Let's see. Does it? Oh, look at this. You can go up to the start. This is why this warp terminal is nice. I can just jump to the start. Oh, it's a shit post. This is my #1 tweet. Really? Being a web developer 5 figuring out what's causing. That's funny. That's pretty funny. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, this is a good one. We need to put links to these. Okay, let's do that. Let's add a URL. Let's look at the data here. I think it's just, yeah. I think I could just put what's boss here. ID underscore. No, it's just ID. Freaking Copilot. Let's try it now. Nice. Okay. See, I was the first one to do this, to make a fake O'Reilly book. 2015. That was a good one. Okay, I think that's it. So now I'm curious, is filtering for these the hot tip, and generally I start them with an emoji. There'll probably be some false positives in there, but that's fine. So now I want to filter. Let's put this on its own line where the text, basically I just want to say filter for where the text dot includes that. Boom, there we go. CSS grid. Next version of vehicle automatically add import statements. That was a big one. Oh, that's a good one. Cool. So I think that's it. That's all we needed really there. I guess like a next step would be putting this in an HTML page, which would allow me to be able to view it. So let's do that really quickly. So let's make a template.html, and we'll scaffold out some HTML here. And then inside of that, yeah, we'll just say like H1 best tweets. And then in here, I'll just make like a silly tag. Call it dump. And we'll replace this with the actual HTML template that we do. So let's go in here. And so say function write HTML takes in tweets. And then the first thing we need to do is to read the template. And then we will loop tweets, make a table or something. And then the third thing, yeah, write a file with the template. So let's read the template. So we'll have to go up here and import read file. Oh, look at this. Read file sync. Oh, I had it. Give it back, Copilot. There we go. Read file sync and write file sync from FS. And we'll make this in a sync function. And then we will, oh my gosh, this Copilot is going to write the whole thing for me. So we read the template, we await it, we read the template of HTML, and then I'm going to write it. So let's make a new one. Wait, write file sync. We'll call that tweets.html. And we are going to just write like it works. I believe that's the second argument. Data or string. Yeah, let's try it. So once we have the data, we'll write the HTML. We don't pass it anything just yet. But when I write this, it should make a file called tweets.html. It might yell at me that there's no file there. Let's try it. There you go. Tweets.html. It works. Okay. So then what we do is we take the template and replace the part that we didn't want, this dump, with that. Okay. I'll run it. There we go. Okay, so it's replacing it. So now what's left to do is to actually loop over this data and create some HTML for each of them. So we'll just say const markup is equal to tweets. No, it's data dot map. And say for each tweet. Oh no. It's no longer nested. You know, turn it off, Copilot. I love it for working, but not for doing tutorials. It tries to get ahead of me, and I'm doing the tutorial here. So map. We want to take the tweet and we'll turn a list item. And then inside that, look at this little trick I have. I have a little extension where if you put */HTML, it's just a comment. It will highlight it as HTML. And then inside of that, we'll do a paragraph tag that has the tweet dot text. Then we'll do a link. We should be able to replace that dump with our actual markup. And this will need a join on the end because it's an array. There you go. So open that in the browser. There we go. Go a little bit further. And add some stats to it. So below it, say dot stats. And we'll put a. Is there like a? Is that a retweet symbol? Good enough, eh? Heart. I'm old enough to remember when the heart was a star. Favorite count. And then we'll do like a bird. Oh, we can just put the link there. Instead of the tweet URL, we'll put a bird. Okay. Now we'll go into our template. We just put a little bit of CSS in there. HTML. Font family. That. Stats. Display flex. Dot stats. There we go. Oh, these numbers are so high that it would be nice to format them nicely. The API we use for that would be, let's make a little function right here. Num, and from that we say const format is equal to new intl dot number format. And EN Canadian. I don't know. Do we need to pass anything for that? So return format. Actually, we don't even need we just need that. There we go. We got some commas showing up. So let's wrap format around this one as well. Good to go. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with that. Probably will add a little bit more styling, but not that big of a deal. I could click through to Twitter for all of them. That's a fun little project. I love these ones where I'm like, I just need to know something, and I can probably know that by writing a little bit of code. Thanks for tuning in.